Hello, Flosstube. Welcome back to my channel. If you are finding me for the first time, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. On my channel, you will find both card making videos and cross stitch. So if it says Flosstube, it's cross stitch. If it says Facebook Live, it's card making. But today is all about cross stitch. It's been a little over 2 weeks. I had hoped to be here with you on Friday, and that just didn't work out. I had other things going on. So it is Sunday, May 14th, 2023. So that is Mother's Day here in the United States. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, or surrogate mothers. I get to go over to my son's house later and have dinner with them and play with my grandkids. So I'm looking forward to that. But I wanted to get this in before I did. So let's get right to it. I had one finished, and it was fully finished. It was something that I made for my niece for college graduation. She graduated yesterday in Kansas, in a small college in Wichita. And we weren't able to be there. We were at my parents' house in Kansas last weekend, so we just couldn't make the trip 2 weekends in a row. But I made this for her. She got a dual degree, zoology and something else, and I'm sorry, I don't remember the other, but she loves working with reptiles. So I made the tortoise tower pattern for her by Plum Street, and I just finished it in a frame that I found at Michael's. It fit in there perfectly, 5x7 frame, I believe it was, and the finish on the frame reminded me of a turtle's back, so that's why I picked that one. So I will put a picture in here of the finish, because I already gifted it to her last weekend when we were up there. Okay, that was my only finish. I have too many big projects, so I don't get finishes very often, it seems like. All right, so if you were here with me last time, you know I'm kind of changing up my schedule of how I'm working on things. So instead of working on like seasonal Sunday and working on something on just Sunday, and then something else on Monday, and then something else on Friday, it was a lot of back and forth, especially with the Facebook games that I am a part of, where you count your stitches, and it was a lot of do this one, then do this one, then go back and do this one. So I've started just trying to do 5 days, and I don't remember who I had seen first talk about doing this, but there's several Flosstubers that are trying this, and I like it. It feels like I'm making more progress. I don't know that I will be at the end of the month, but it feels like I am. So, so I have probably a couple fewer projects to show you. I'm looking down here at my notes, but maybe you'll see more progress. Now, not on this first one. I've only worked 1 day on this first one. It was at the end of last month before I started my new rotation. But this is my seasonal stitch, and this is Spring Quakers by Rosewood Manor, and that picture does not do it justice. It's a much more vibrant colors in person. So I'm doing it on the called for fabric, which is a Picture This Plus. Let me remind myself of what is Valor. So it's 28 count. Woo! Picture This Plus in the colorway Valor. So I tried to take it off of part of it off the Q-snap so you could see the whole thing. So that's how much I've done. Yeah, it's a little greener than that. It's so hard to get fabric to show up on camera. And I've been working down here, if I can get this, down here in this part. And so since I showed this to you, I've just done 323 stitches. Actually, I think I did some over here. But that was just working on it one Sunday. So it hasn't had its 5-day rotation this month yet. So it should get some more stitches soon. I'm not sure if it will be next. Probably needs to be next. All right, and then at the end of April, I was still working on Beachcomber's Bounty for my full coverage, and I was doing those on Friday, so this was still my April rotation. And I will put a picture in of what it will look like when it's finished. And this is one that I am converting. I always fold these wrong, and then you have to come up, completely unfold them to show them. I am converting this one to Royal Rose. So far, I haven't had any of my projects that I've converted to Royal Rose where I've been able to go back and do the next row of towers. So I'm about there on the other full coverage that I worked on. So this is where I am for Beachcomber's Bounty. And so because I'm doing Royal Rose, I'm just doing all this blue. There's, you know, just little bits of other things in there, but not nearly as interesting as this corner was with the starfish. But I will get past all that blue at some point, and then it'll be more fun. Although it is good to get, you can get a lot of stitches in that way if you have just blocks of color. All right, and then now we're starting on my 5-day rotation. So this was starting in May. The Beachcomber's Bounty is on 28 count, easy count, 1/1, full cross. And this is Greenhouse of Oddities. This is a mystery stitch along by Lola Crow, and I'll put a picture in of what we know so far, so we don't know what the whole thing will look like. This is on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha, and I have a ways to go. We're supposed to have this whole greenhouse frame done by the end of May, like the 26th of May. So I have a ways to go. I only worked on this 4 days, so it gets 1 day, but I was leaving town, and this I am using Pattern Keeper, and I didn't want to take my tablet with me. But I did 707 stitches on this, and I started adding in a little bit of the non-black, which was fun. So I would like to get that all done by the 26th of May, but we'll see. Not sure that will happen. And then this one I took while I was traveling. We went home to see my family, and so I wanted to take something a little bit smaller and something that I didn't need my tablet for. So this is Open Your Heart. It's Stitch Rovia, and I'll put a picture in of what it will look like when it's finished. So this one is on 32 count Vintage Smoky White, and I did 1,373 stitches, and this is where we are. So it says, open your heart to new adventures. So this is something for my youngest son and his fiance. They moved to Denver, and so they're having new adventures there. I'm hoping to have it done maybe by Christmas. That's what I'm hoping. We'll see. But it's a good travel piece. I can work in the car while I'm traveling. That one's good because you don't have to count. It's all kind of touching. That's when it gets a little hard for me, is if you have to count away, then it's a little hard when you're bouncing around. All right, so this is my other full coverage. And this one has had 5 days, but I may put 1 more day in it because I need a few more stitches for a couple of the groups I'm in. And if I could just do a few more on this one, then I don't have to switch whips. So I may do that. I may work on it tonight. But this is Quick Stitch Psyche's Butterflies, charted by Heaven and Earth. Artwork is by Josephine Wall. So it's called Quick Stitch because it's a portion of a big one. Sorry, that glare is there. That's better. So this is before I found all of the gridded fabric. This was my first Heaven and Earth I ever started. And this is on 25 count even weave. I don't know which even weave. And I have done 845 stitches on this. So here's the whole thing. And so I've been working across the top. This is the edge. I have made it to the edge. So as soon as I fill in this, I get to go back and start using all these threads I've been parking. So that's exciting. But I won't get that done before I put this away and move on to something else. But I'm hoping maybe tonight I can get that area filled in so that the next time I pick it up, I'll be ready to start back. And so what I've heard from people is that once you start back on that next group of columns, towers, then it goes faster because you have all those threads parked. So I'm hoping. Josephine Wall patterns are known for being very confetti heavy. So that's why I don't get as much stitching done as I normally would in an hour, because I'm constantly switching. So once I get to those park threads, that might help. All right, those are all my whips that I worked on since the last Flosstube. The 2 plans I have are three. Seasonal, which I showed you, the spring Quakers. I haven't put those 5 days in. That's probably what I'll do next after I finish up this little bit I want to do on the Psyche's butterflies. The Mira is Wherefore Art Thou, so I'll need to put 5 days in on that. The miscellaneous, oh wait, I'll show you that. I pulled those out so I could show you. So this is the Wherefore Art Thou. This is where I will be starting from. This was a mystery when I bought it, so I'll have to put a picture in of what it will look like when it's done. But this is where I'll be starting from. So I've been working in her dress. So I'll continue working there. It's just beautiful, and this border with the stone and the flowers is gorgeous. So I will be putting 5 days in on that. And then the other one may change. So my other one, I have like just a miscellaneous spin. I just spin a wheel and see, you know, I have a seasonal, a Mira, and a full coverage that I do, and then a stitch along. So for me, that's the Greenhouse of Oddities right now. And then I spin a wheel and see what other miscellaneous one it picks out. And the one that the wheel chose is Bord de Mer by Madame Lefay. I'm not sure exactly how to say it, but it's really a fun pattern. And I may have to switch this out. So we're going to be doing some traveling again later this month to see my son that's in Denver right now. So none of these are ones that would easily be taken on a plane and traveling. So what I may do is pull a smaller whip that I have to take with me and not do this one this month. But this is where it is. So if I get a chance to work on this, then that's where I will start from. And last time I was working in the border, I'll probably come down and do something else just for something different. So I don't know if there will be any progress on that next time I film, or if I will have worked on a smaller project. I have a block party by Hands On Design. I'm thinking that might be a good one to take with me. It's small. The other one I have thought about taking is I have all of the Quakers by Wendy. I don't have them in front of me, I'm sorry, but I have all of those, and I have the March one started. So I'll probably take one of those with me traveling, and then the Bord de Mer may just have to be next month. All right, so those are my whips and my plans. This will be a short video today. I didn't have quite as much to show you, but hopefully and I don't have as much haul either. I haven't made it to my LNS lately. I hope to go next Friday, but it's just been with being out of town and trying to catch up from that. It's been busy. So maybe next Friday I'll go. And I did place an order with 123 Stitch just day before yesterday, I think. And they said it's shipped, so I'll have that to show you next time. But what I did get, I have purchased the Dark Queen of the Forest, I believe it's called. It's by Autumn Lane Stitchery. It's the current stitch along they're doing. I have not started it. I have wanted to, and I've seen beautiful works out there of it. I have all the materials I need. I have the fabric. I ordered the fabric through, I forgot who the fabric is by now, but whatever it called for, I ordered one of those. There were 2 options, and I ordered the green option. I've got the specialty fibers. I purchased any fibers I've needed. So I'm ready to start it. If you aren't familiar with, if you're not familiar with my channel, I am in the Whip Warriors group, and I did the 23 and 23, which means I can't start anything unless I finish something. So I can only have 23 whips going at a time. I have more than that, but I can only have 23 active ones. So I finished Tortoise Tower. I could pull something in there, but my friends and I are going to start the Welcome to the North Pole, I believe it's called, by Primrose Cottage. That is starting June 1st. So I have to be sure I have a spot open for that. So that's why, as much as I want to, I haven't started that Dark Queen of the Forest. But earth or forest, I think it might be earth. Anyway, I'm sure you've seen it. It's beautiful. And they've got a couple of different face variations that you can choose from, which I obviously will have plenty of time to figure that out. I can see everybody's finished before I decide what I need to do, what I want to do. But I wanted to get the Dark Queen of the Sea, I believe is what she's called. That was the stitch along last year. I never did purchase that, so I wanted to get that. That was a digital copy. But then I found there was a needle minder to go along with the Dark Queen of the, maybe it says on here, Dark Queen of the Earth, I think it is. So I wanted to purchase that, and of course, you know, nothing can travel by itself. So I did find, I had seen several people, this is Serena Sprout, I believe. Yes, Autumn Lane Stitchery. I just love the colors in her. There were several patterns I thought about getting, but I just did this one for now because I didn't want the needle minder to travel by itself. And then the only other haul I have to show you is the Stitch Me fabric. I'm in their fabric of the month. I was in the where you switched, and 1 month you got the color version and 1 month you got the neutrals. I have found I have tons of colored fabric. I had been in Stephanie's Hand Dyed by Steph fabric. Her fabric is wonderful too, and so I had a bunch of hers. And so I sent an email to the Stitch Me email and said, hey, can you change me to just the neutrals? So this, I believe, is April's. I've had it for a little bit, but it's called Grog. That's pretty good. It's a really nice golden tan. It's got some nice modeling in it, so it will be a great neutral to use for something. But that's it. That's all my haul. That's very unusual for me, but I'll have some more to show you next time after my 1, 2, 3 stitch comes in and after I've made it to my LNS. And hopefully I'll have even more progress on my projects. I will try if I can find them. I need to start saving pictures of the whips I show you into a folder on my phone so that when it's time to do my Flosstube, I can show you where I was. So I'll try and find those and put them in with the project so you can see how much progress I've made. And then I'll try and be sure I have pictures saved for next video. All right, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you. It'll be a little more than 2 weeks because we've got a lot going on this month. May is a very busy month for us with birthdays and anniversaries and everything. So it may be a little bit longer than 2 weeks, but I will be back and I will see you then. Bye.